Hey guys, so right now what we're going to do is we're going to do part 2 of our finger independence exercise. Basically in part 1, what we were doing, we were keeping our 4 fingers sort of staggered on frets 5, 6, 7, 8 on the G string, and we were moving 1 finger at a time from the 6th string to the 1st, focusing on the remaining 3 fingers not moving at all, right? Something like this. And then doing strings 5 and 2. Right, so that was the general idea, and we did it with our middle finger, with our ring finger, and then with our pinky. And so now, step 2 of this exercise is to do an opposing motion exercise. So this works really well for being very comfortable changing chords quickly, moving from one odd chord shape to another. And just it helps improve overall left hand ability because it focuses on moving fingers in opposing directions simultaneously. So what we're going to do, we're going to start on the same sort of position, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the G string, and then we're going to take off our 1st and 2nd finger so that they're kind of floating in the air. And what we want is we want an even distribution of pressure between our ring finger and our pinky. So what we don't want is way more pressure on our ring finger and our pinky can sort of just come loose and fly away. We want them to have the same amount of pressure, otherwise the exercise is going to sort of not really work very well. So starting in our home base, take off our first 2 fingers, and we're going to very slowly move our 1st finger towards the 6th string and our middle finger towards the 1st string. And our goal is to get to the string at the exact same time and land simultaneously. And then do the exact opposite. So we switch and we move. So now our 1st finger is on the 1st string and our 2nd finger is on the 6th string, and then we bounce back and forth like that. And then we go to the 5th and 2nd string and do the same thing. And that's step 1 of the exercise. And then from there, we put our middle finger back down, and then we're going to do every combination of fingers starting with our 1st finger. So now we would do fingers 1 and 3. And now we'll do fingers 1 and 4. And then we go back to our home position, fret all of our fingers down again, and now we're going to do our 2nd finger combination. So we're going to start with 2nd finger and ring finger. So middle and ring finger come loose, and our 1st and pinky are now fretted on the G string, making sure that, once again, those have equal amounts of pressure. And when we're doing this, you really want to make sure you do it slow enough so that you can control the movement so they land simultaneously. If you're landing staggered, one finger after the next, you're going too fast. You've got to slow it down a lot in order to be able to really control this. So, 2nd and 3rd finger look like this. And then we put our ring finger down, and now we're doing 2nd and pinky. So pinky comes loose, and we do the same exercise, 2nd and pinky. And now, middle finger goes back down, and now we're doing the final combination, which is fingers 3 and 4, ring finger and pinky. And that's the finger independence exercise part 2. That's opposing motion. And once again, I have to reiterate, you've got to do this slowly and you've got to do it deliberately. I went really fast in this exercise so that the video is not going to be, not going to take forever. But what you need to do is you need to go slow enough if this is your first time doing this exercise so that you can really do it well. You want to think of a pair of scissors, right? When one arm of the scissor moves, the other one moves in the exact opposite direction, the exact same distance. It's not like one moves down and then later the other one moves up. They move simultaneously in opposite directions, and that's exactly what we want to do. So think of your fingers as a pair of scissors, and your remaining fingers shouldn't move at all or should move as little as possible. You'll have some movement in the beginning, and then as you get better you'll get more control. But keeping that pressure distributed evenly among the fingers that are remaining on the fretboard, that will help that lack of movement, and making sure that your thumb is in the middle of your hand, not like to either side, but distributed sort of, or in the middle of your hand so that your fingers, the weight of your fingers can be distributed evenly around your thumb, which is in the back of the fretboard. So keep those tricks in mind and enjoy the exercise because it will definitely help your technique and make you a better player.